I'm telling you, King, I think you were wrong. I think you were wrong. I'm gonna go out on a limb, King. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you're using your phone. I think that's what you're doing. Because... Alright, hang on. Let me get my stuff up. Although it depends when I start moving. Otherwise, multi-streaming just ain't for me. I'll have to swap the plug-in. Yeah. Alright. You're stuck buffering? Yeah. So even YouTube's doing the same thing. I'll have to swap the plugin. Yeah. Not for me. I've had about all the fun that I fucking want to have. Alright. I'll just have to change the plugin. I'll have to change the plugin. Because obviously it's dragging from the internet, this one. Specifically from the internet. So I want to check. Let's have a look. I do have a poopy butt. It's fucking poopy as fuck. Also, speaking of Ali, I'm just checking. I know I've been going live over and over, but I'm just trying to test the multi-stream feature, and I can't just activate the next thing and go, hey, I'm live on Twitch, let's go live YouTube. I have to do it in one go. My problem is the playback issue. If I'm standing still, I'm fine. Everything looks good. And at the moment I move, I think it's just a bitrate issue, or it could be a compression problem. Most people watch from their phone anyway, so... Because I lowered the bitrate down. Yeah. I lowered the bitrate down. So at the moment, I'm currently sitting on 4500 on the output. So I'm doing 4500 on YouTube, 4500 on Twitch, because I don't believe I can go any higher on the internet. So I'm going to quickly ask... Alright, I'm going to do it now. Oh, I don't have AI up, do I? There it is. Okay, hello, sir. And then we will capture that. Bam. I got it. Alright. So... I am using... I think it's... what's it called? Stream Elements... Multi-streaming. Plugin. It draws... That's not how you spell draws. From the internet directly. But this is causing strain. What are some good multi-streaming plugins to use. You've missed me. I've missed you. I've missed you, Ali. Where the fuck have you been? What are you doing? Let's hang out sometime. Let's hang out while I try and sort out some multi-streaming. I'm just gonna look at some multi-streaming live because I'm here. So why the fuck not, right? Gotcha, that explains a lot. Stream Elements multi-stream plugin, especially if it's browser source based or cloud routed, often adds overhead, latency, and in some setups, even compression strain, which I think is my issue. Maybe. I think that's my problem. It's drawing from the stream output, not duplicating it natively. It's more likely siphoning from the hose. Okay. Stream Elements plugin often sends your feed to their server, which then rebroadcasts to YouTube and Kick. This introduces extra compression. Because I'm still going live through their plugin at the moment. Even if I went live just on Twitch, I used their plugin. So that could be the issue here is, yeah. If the stream is blurry even before Twitch, plugin may be injecting compression. It could be. Yeah, I could use Restream. I tried it. I didn't know really how to figure that shit out. I tried it. So the free tier supports Twitch and YouTube. So then they will do the stream duplication. And I retain local control over quality. See, that's what I fucking need. Because this plugin's great, but I'm having to restream it again and again every time I go live on something. I think that's the issue here, is that the plugin may be great. I just don't think that's viable. I can't do it with Australian internet. It's just not happening. The Australian internet just won't handle that. So it's the plugin is the issue. I've never even heard of Owncast. Yeah. I mean, it's telling me to use Restream. I did try to do that. What about, what is it called? Item? I think that's what it's called. It didn't mention it. So it's like... So it's a free open source OBS plugin that enables you to stream to multiple platforms, yeah, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and more from a single OBS instance, designed to be lightweight, user-friendly. Because I know people are using this one, or I've heard of them using this one. Okay, free and open source. Mm-hmm. So potential drawbacks. Currently, the streams need to be started and stopped individually for each platform. There's no unified control. Really? That can't be right. We can't just trust AI, right? Like, AI can't just give us all the information. You've been down with the flu. That fucking sucks. Like, for real, it does. I'm down with just trying to figure out how to do some multi-streaming. I just don't think this plugin is going to be good for me, because if it doesn't really work here, then it's definitely not going to work when I'm back at the other house, so... Okay. Okay, 18 megabit might allocate 6 megabytes for Twitch, 6 megabytes for YouTube, and then 4 for TikTok, leaving a buffer for stability. So adjust resolutions per platform to balance quality and performance. For example, 1080p for Twitch and YouTube and 720 for TikTok. You're going through terrible struggles. You're still taking care of that damn cat. I'm amazed that cat's even alive. He said it's on meds and stuff. That's super old. That sounded really mean when I'm like, I'm amazed that cat's alive. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean like, wow, I can't believe it's still fucking. Wow, I meant just you said it was super old and it has to take medication and stuff. I'm just like, it's still hanging in there, is what I kind of meant. And I sounded super aggressive. It was like, fuck, the cat's alive, bro. Like, no, nothing like that. I will admit that my yeah. My demeanor when I was talking there was kind of letting me down. Caught in 4K. Well, I can't do 4K because the internet can't handle it. I don't know, man. You sit on YouTube or the internet long enough, and you just encounter people who just say, "Oh, this platform's shit," and another person would be like, "This platform's actually really good," but another person would be like, "Nah, this platform's real shit," and this other person would be like, "Nah, this platform's really good, bro." Like I've heard some people saying Restream's just shit, but apparently Restream here would be better for me because they take my stream off my hands, and then they're the ones who have to then rebroadcast it, not just me. But if I want to go any further than YouTube and Twitch, then I need to obviously go pro with them. So Restream would be best. Caught in K. Yeah, caught in kilobytes. It's a visual quality presentation, ease of use, 0 extra CPU, GPU load, stable multi-streaming without blurry chaos. So it's a single upload stream. Send one stream to their server, and then they will do Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick. That's pretty cool. I'd have to go pro, though, to do that. I think that's my biggest issue. They're currently trying to move clients at 5 in the morning. So to do this has been a blast. But the upside is you're awake for a stream. That's true. I'm actually shocked that you're actually awake. Wait, hang on. No, I'm not. Because it'd be about, what, 7 o'clock there? 7:21, roughly? Am I correct? 7:21? No extra bandwidth strain. I think that's the biggest issue. The encoder load, like the encoder load and stuff, I don't think bothers me, but the bandwidth strain is probably the biggest one, being Australian internet. It keeps telling me to do the X264 because this AI knows my CPU, and it's like, bro, your CPU can handle it. And I'm like, yeah, but NVENC is just easier. So no cloud side re-encoding or plugin compression bugs. Okay. Unlike Stream Elements or OBS multi-stream plugins, you don't have to install anything extra. OBS stays clean. No weird scene duplication bugs, browser sources. I mean, yeah, you can stream to Twitch plus YouTube on the free tier. You only need to pay if you want custom branding, you want multi-chat or analytics dash. See, that's the thing. They're gonna hide us behind multi-chat. I'm going to need multi-chat, otherwise I won't... Well, actually, I don't have a following on any other platform that I'm currently on, so I don't think that's going to bother me. I don't have anything else. You've been waking up at 5:30 for the cat. Needs meds by 7. Technically, he doesn't. But because I work typically at 9... you needed to be consistent with his meds. I gotcha. I gotcha. Also, I had a cheap viewers bot come through, and I'm like, maybe I should just get botted. Maybe I should just get view botted at this point. Like, what are people doing? Oh, Ali. I'll have to send it to you. But I'm writing a 100-chapter dark fantasy story, and I finished chapter 1. But I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to sit down and read it. Your attention span, I don't know if you'll be into it, but it's like a dark fantasy thing. But my dark fantasy doesn't have guns. It has magic, which is definitely not setting it away from the rest. You'll make your attention span pay attention. I mean, you'd have to read it. That's the hardest part. I mean, definitely not an American fantasy. Yeah, it's not an American fantasy. I actually came up with it when... so hang on. I think I've got... I don't know what this site is, but ChatGPT was just like, hey, bro, just put it here. So this is my draft. I don't have any artists, so... And I'm still... it's a draft because it hasn't been posted yet. So it's not posted. But I am up in the air about like what I want to call it. In general. This all came about just because I wanted to... I was thinking about a character in my head. I don't know why, I don't know where it came from, but it just kind of happened. And I started building this world behind the scenes. Well, you want to see how big it is first, but it's this. Chapter 1 end. It's not bad, eh? I'm not sure about the format. As I said, I've just got it like this. As in, I've separated sort of like paragraphs that don't really have anything to do with them. But yeah, I was sitting down, and then I just started thinking about a world in my head, as I often do, and sometimes I come up with a lot of unique worlds. There's another story that I want to write as well, but I figured I'll commit to this one. And I finished. This is relatively finished. You could argue I can add a few more things in. I wouldn't mind getting someone's feedback. Because the problem is, I've read this about 20 plus times now, like word for word, because I often micro edit. And I know that's a bad habit for a lot of writers. They'll end up micro editing, which does become a problem. But essentially, because you're here, the concept of the story is that I got a bunch of stuff in there, but the general overview is that humanity is obviously on its last stand because it's dark fantasy, and I want to make it pretty gritty. Or at least there's going to be a lot of death, a lot of killing, and there's going to be a lot of characters that I'm going to name and come up with that I'm also just going to... They're also going to get killed off. But I want multiple different viewpoints. But... yeah, so humanity's on its last sort of legs, and it's on a continent currently. I haven't named the continent. Actually, I might have named the continent, but there's only one capital active at any given time. And then there are 3 havens, and then the rest are all towns and trade routes and stuff like that, like small little cities or whatnot, but that's what the havens are, little cities. And the reason why there's only 3 havens and then the rest are all cities and towns. So, the world is currently at turmoil with the idea of calamity. So the calamity is a sort of essence that's spreading through the world, and it's slowly poisoning it. And inside the calamity, and these are just like name holders. I don't know if I'm going to stick with calamity. And another name holder is that they spawn things called entities. These entities are sort of like eldritch horror creatures. And then obviously that helps spread the plague, so to speak. So as I'm still working on the names. And then a step up from that, we have what we call heralds. And the heralds are the big, mean, nasty ones. So they sort of warp and distort zones in the world. And sort of the entities that spawn with them sort of have their traits. So they become ground zero for like really bad shit, and it starts to overrun sections and areas. And so humanity's trying to obviously stop the spread. So they're trying to stop the spread of that. And the reason why there's only one capital is because initially the story started because I came up with the idea of the Wanderer. So the Wanderer is something that I'm going to be focusing on. But the Wanderer is an interesting concept. He sort of spawns in and then walks a determinate pathway that no one knows, but he'll just walk the pathway. And it just completely distorts, wipes out, destroys, all sorts of, like, it corrupts, it kills, it destroys anything that it gets near. And, yeah, no one's been able to figure out how to kill it or destroy it. And because of that, if it wanders through a capital, per se, it destroys the capital, which it's done. No one's been able to stop it. And no one knows how. You can't even get close to it because there's, like, a calamity veil around it. So you can't even get near it. And so, yeah, even it kills other calamities too, but it doesn't obviously seek them out. But if other entities and shit engage with it, they also die. The Wanderer is just kind of, I kill you, and I kill you. And so that's why there's only one capital at the moment, because the chances are, if the Wanderer walks through, it will destroy the capital. And so the 3 havens are like the backup cities that will become a capital. And that's how humanity keeps shifting their, like, main zone. But anyway, it's kind of like a story like that. But yeah, I'm trying to work out the names. This is obviously my draft. This is my draft. It does have a lot of inspirations. I do have interesting inspirations, obviously, from Berserk. I like Berserk. A little bit of inspiration from Warhammer as well. I like Warhammer and the world of Warhammer, like the Warhammer 40k, that is, space. I really like that. But yeah, I've been writing it. I've got 100 chapters planned, and I already have the ending in my head, and I'm doing a slow burn. So that's what this is. Anyway, back to this. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that I did actually write a small story. And I'll keep just attacking it when I get the chance. But I know how it all ends, and the characters that I've come up with, I know their character arcs and their stories, and I've got how they will interact with each other. Stuff like that. But yeah, what my goal is with it is I'm hoping that if I write like 20 chapters and I want to like submit it to a Reddit site, or I want to submit it to just an open source site or something, if someone wants to start drawing it and turn it into an anime or like a dark fantasy adaptation or anything like that, I'd be fine with that. I just want to get enough of a story out there so that it happens, and then if enough people are interested in the story, then yeah, I'll just keep writing the chapters as long as people want to keep reading, and that's kind of the idea. So I'll try and settle it within 100 chapters, which I think I can do. But anyway, you hate leaving the house smelly? Ah, 100%. Go and do that. I'm gonna go back to this anyway. But thanks for stopping by, Ali, and listening to my bullshit. I'll send you the story. I'll send it to you. Okay, so apparently Restream won't ruin it. Supposedly. That's if we can believe AI, specifically. I think I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to change it. That's what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm gonna fuck with Restream. You try to be here when you can. But everyone's Sai is the best. We're gonna play a game where he's on trial for his bullshit. I'm really curious how that's gonna work, because if you can actually put me on trial for that, that's kind of fun. Because I'm willing to defend myself. That's for sure. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to bring this guy down. It looks funny. I reckon we could have a good vibe with it. I reckon it'd be pretty cool. I still haven't seen anything on it besides just I read the title and I was just like, "Oh, you're gonna put me on trial, are you, for all my bullshit?" Because it would make sense. I think a lot of your chat will definitely dive on that. Be like, it's about time you put him on. About time you put him on trial. We could. I'm thinking Restream might just be like the vibe here. I can sign up for free. I've actually signed up, so I'm not going to do this live on here, but I think I'm going to try Restream for my next multi-stream. That's just going to have to be the vibe. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream then, because there's nothing going on here. Sorry about that. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. That's my only issue. That's my only issue. It's just the internet. Damn it, Si. What? I mean, what? I mean, I've got to set up Restream at this point and at least try the free version. I've got to try and learn how to use it and try the free version, because I can't do multi-stream like this. Not through this plugin, because it's too taxing. It's too taxing on the upload. And I have Australian internet, so the upload, as you know, is just bad. Hope it works out great. I mean, in the future it will. I mean, if I set it up fast enough, I'm just going to test it out, but we'll see. Poor Australian internet. 100%. Like, I just did it. It was like, I got over 100 megabyte download, and I was like, cool. And then the upload was 18, and I'm like, ugh, why? How? Yeah, Australian internet sucks balls. It does. It's the cables that we use. I think we still use copper. like copper wiring or something, and it does have a limit. I believe it has something to do with the amount of heat going through it. And with more and more shit demanding more and more download and size, obviously if it overheats, it starts to throttle, and then suddenly it just doesn't want to do it. It is capped, it's the limit. We were going to do like this big like fiber optics thing, and then a different party got in and went, well, how can we spend twice the amount but also end up not doing the cable changeover? And that's what they did, and now I don't know where that money went, but we love that. Anyway. Yeah, we went through some pretty mishandled government. We did. We did. Now I'm starting to think the government doesn't really like us. It's a sad day too. The government's supposed to represent the people, and when people just have no faith in the government, it's just a sad day, because the one time the government really needs you to listen to them, people just won't do it. And it's going to be their own folly, and then the people are going to suffer for that because they broke our trust in the first place, and then suddenly everyone's sitting there with a thumb up their ass, and it's just a really sad day. It's a really sad time. Anyway, I'm going to try and set up restream off stream because I can't do it on stream, and then if I go live again, it's because I'm testing that. And then, yeah. Alright. Maybe I'll see you again tonight. Maybe I